Hi Aquarius, this is Jody with Soul Purpose Tarot. I am in Carmel, Indiana. I am a Libra Sun, Capricorn Rising, Sagittarius Moon. And this is going to be your reading from middle of December to the end of the year. So if you're new, welcome. Basically what I do is I pull out 4, 5, 6, however many want to come out, tarot cards, kind of read the energy from that. Are we talking about love or life or career, health, whatever? So the first card that came out was the Ten of Pentacles. That's always good. Feeling good. Got money. People are nice to you. Things are happy. Feeling fulfilled. What else is going on with Aquarius right at the moment? Well, Aquarius. I need some cards for Aquarius. What is going on with Aquarius right now? There's one. All right, the Lovers card came up in the reverse position. So you may be doing good at work and you may have money in the bank, but something has happened in your love relationship and it's really got you all torn up because the Ten of Swords, although it's in the reverse position, I feel like that one, oh gosh, an Ace of Cups came up in the reverse. I want that card, but I don't, in that one, but I don't want these two. Okay, so this is going to be a romance reading. I can tell by looking at that. Two of Pentacles, balancing, Three of Swords. Oh boy. Okay, sorry. 10 of Pentacles. So, you've been working really hard. Everything's good with your finances. But the love department could use a little balance. We got the Two of Pentacles here that came up, and I feel like that is kind of going along with maybe you have spent a whole lot of time at work and somebody at home in your love life, whether it's your husband, your wife, maybe it's your kids, I feel like they're probably complaining that you have been working too much and they're missing you at home, and they're like, this is a new relationship or a new beginning, but I feel like they're threatening, you and saying, if you don't spend more time with us, you're going to end up with a broken heart, even though this is in the reverse position. It has to do with betrayal and broken heart and endings or whatever. So that's the feeling that I'm getting. Work is good. You've been spending a whole lot of time there, probably providing for your family and everything. And I feel like it's like these cards over here and this is separate, because these are all kind of going together. And the rest of it is that, let me think about this. People are missing you. And they want you to know that work and possessions and material items is not what they want from you. Yes, you need to put a roof over their head, but they really want to spend quality time with you, especially over the holidays. And it seems like maybe you're giving a lot of excuses of, I have to work, I have got to pay the bills, you guys want this, blah, 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 blah. And maybe you need to strike a deal with them and say, I will not work as much if you guys will whatever. I feel like you, again, like you're trying to strike a balance here between work and your loved ones. So somewhere along the line, You know, something has to give. And I feel like it's you probably that are being asked to give up something. So I just feel like there's a compromise that needs to happen between you and the people that are giving you a hard time. Okay, so let's keep working on this story and see where it takes me. I'm going to do some emotions cards to see emotionally where you are at, emotionally where the people in your life are that are missing you, and see if we can figure out, all right, what's going on. Relieved came up. Loving, oops. Loving came up. Trusting. Okay, the first thing that came to this is I feel like this issue has come up before. Your people have complained to you that you spend too much time working before, and you have told them in the past, I'm gonna spend more time with you, I'm gonna do this and I'm gonna do this, and they are not trusting the fact that that is gonna happen. That's what that feels like right now. And they are feeling, and this is your people, they are feeling resentful at the moment. So your people are coming down hard on you right at the moment, it feels like, and you feel like you don't have a whole lot of options. You don't want to lose your job, and you have bills to pay, but there's got to be a happy medium somewhere besides working yourself silly and losing your family. So basically, that's kind of what is going on is if you don't compromise, you are going to lose your family. And it may not be like literally lose your family as in they're going to divorce you and move out of the house, but you are going to lose the connection with your family. Depressed. You are feeling depressed, and this says hateful, but I feel like you're like kind of angry at them for putting you in this position or feeling like you are in this position. I'm just going to keep going with this. I do not know exactly where this is going to take me. So let's just keep working on this. What does the universe have to say? I'm using these cards right now. What does the universe have to say about this situation? It's kind of like you feel like you're in between a rock and a hard place. And you don't know how to make everybody happy. You don't know how to make work happy. You don't know how to make your family happy. And you're getting pressure from both sides. Part of this has to do with you and boundaries. And making sure, one, keeping yourself happy. Because I don't feel like you are happy at the moment because of having this extreme pressure coming from both sides. What's this one say? You're feeling helpless and hopeless. And that's just exactly what I just said. And you think that working and doing this is going to make all your dreams come true, this hard work that you're doing, but I feel like you're starting to realize that spending, I'm going to say 80 hours at work. I don't know that it's 80 hours at work or whatever. You know, you thought for a long time that that was going to make your dreams come true, but I think you're starting to realize that there is more to life than what you've been doing for the last 20, 40 years or whatever. And there's more to life than working all the time and not seeing your family and getting grief from your family. Healing begins. Okay, so there's some healing that's getting ready to start. As you master your heart. And that was in the reverse position, but I feel like that needs to be up. As you start to nurture yourself and what's important to you. It's just this, I just feel like I keep hearing like striking a balance, striking a balance. You're trying to strike a balance and make everybody happy. And at this point in time, you are having a very hard, you're not making anybody happy. You're making the people at work happy because you're making them a lot of money. You are not making anybody else happy in the process. You are not making yourself happy. You are not making your family happy. And that is starting to really bother you. Too many. I don't know if I need any more. Let's do one more. Sadness and isolation. That came up in the reverse, but I feel like it needs to be in the upright position. That's kind of how you're feeling, is feeling very sad and isolated. So let's think about this. What else does the universe want to say about this situation? Give us some advice on how to strike a balance. And again, it has to do with boundaries and saying no. When you want to say no, you know, when someone says, you know, we want you to work on Christmas Day, you say no, I have plans with my family, instead of yes. Somebody else will say yes. There will be somebody out there that doesn't have family that'll probably be more than happy to work on Christmas Day. And remind work that you have been here like crazy for the last few weeks or whatever, and that you need to spend some time with your family because they're pulling at your heartstrings, I guess, is the main thing here. And that's what you would rather be doing anyway, is you would rather be spending time with your family. Advice from the universe for Aquarius on how to, too many cards, how to handle this situation. Advice from the universe to Aquarius on how to handle this situation, how to strike a balance. Just say no. Just say no. Too many cards. There's nothing coming out here, people. All right. We're not going to use that one then. Apparently they want this one. And this one. These are whispers of healing. See, I already got one out. Awareness. Be aware of when you are out of balance. You already know you're out of balance. You've been aware that you're out of balance for a while. So this is something that you are going to start working on, is getting into balance, because you're tired of being out of balance. learning how to be in balance. That's what's getting ready to come, is to learn how to. First, you have to be aware of how out of balance you have been. And the next is you're going to have to learn how to be in balance. Because it is a process. It is not something that you can just shake your finger at and go, okay, suddenly. I mean, if you're the kind of person that's used to giving your all in one position, you know, God, I can think of, like, I was way out of balance when I was younger. My 20s, 30s, and 40s, I spent a lot of time focusing on my career. It made me 100 pounds overweight and never married because I didn't have time for a relationship. And I was so focused on my career that I was out of balance. And I finally got tired of that and changed careers. That was the first thing that had to happen, was I had to change that career because, one, I wasn't loving it anymore. And a lot of it had to do with how out of balance I was and realizing how negatively it had affected my life. And if something that you are doing in your life is negatively affecting every other area, you can't you can't do that forever. Can't get any more cards to come out. All right, moving on to these next ones. See what these say. These are the okay, see, already they're flying out. Sacred Power cards. Divine Consciousness. Feel like they're wanting you to tap into. The divine wants everybody to be happy. They don't want everybody to be, and I say they because it's kind of a collective. I personally see a whole lot of people on the other side, beings on the other side, there to help us get balance. So when I talk about source, usually it's a they to me. It's not a he, a she, an it. It's a they. Because we all have spirit guides and guardian angels and past relatives that are all over on the other side, dying for us to ask for help. So that's basically, you know, if you do feel like you're in a hard place, between a rock and a hard place, and you are needing to strike a balance, the best thing that you can do is you can ask your helpers, help me figure this out. Help me figure out how to strike a balance. Help me not lose my job. Help me not lose my job while I'm trying to make my family happy. Good gravy. Let's see what this one said. Illusion. And I think that's probably what they're saying is you've got all of these illusions in your head of, like, you're going to the worst case scenario. If I try to strike a balance in my life, I'm going to lose my job. And I'm going to, you know, I'm going to lose my house because I'm not going to be able to pay the bills anymore, blah, 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 blah. And that's all an illusion. That's not true. It is possible to strike a balance and make yourself happy and the people in your life, a lot of them. I mean, you're not going to make everybody happy, obviously. But making yourself happy is the most important thing when it comes to this, because you can't be of help or of service to anybody else when you are not in a good place yourself. Okay, there's one more. Community. I think that, I don't know what that means. Does that mean ask your community for help? Okay, ask your community above for help. And purification. Probably has to do with purifying purifying bad habits, purifying... Okay, so that was something that just came up, was time management. If you managed your time better, you would be able to get what's done at work faster. If you managed your time better, you would be able to spend more quality time with your family. So part of this is falling on you and just your bad time management practices. So, all right, that kind of came out there. You know, I think that's probably enough for now. I'll let that process and you think about that, and we'll hit back in January and see what's going on with you and striking a balance, because it's not anything that's going to happen overnight. And it's something that's just going to have to kind of slowly take over. But it feels like your guides are saying, if you're caught between a rock and a hard place, if you had a little bit better time management, you would be able to do both. You would be able to get the stuff at work done, maybe more efficiently, and you would be able to spend some quality time with your family and make them happy and strike a little bit of balance there. So I'm thinking some time management is going to be the key here. Anyway, I'll see you guys in January. Have a great end of the year and talk to you soon.